A few days ago, I got a text from a dear friend down in Arizona, Maxine, who said that her husband Matthew and 3 of their kids were on their way up here to help me get my fencing done. I tried to talk her out of it, saying that I could get it done, but in the back of my head, I knew I could use the help. Now, I've known Matthew, Maxine, and their kids for about 6 years, and we've become very close friends. But for somebody to jump in a car and drive 800 miles for a few days of hard work is above and beyond the average person. Especially when they're scheduled already to come and see us in about 3 more weeks. Maxine recognized that I needed help with the fencing. She recognized that their 3 sons could pack around the T-posts and get things done a lot faster than I could. And in my usual fashion, I tried to act like I didn't need the help. Now, Matthew's one of my closest friends. When I met Matthew some 6 years ago, it didn't take long to figure out that he was a very likable person, very easy to get along with. We had a lot in common. Blue-collar, hardworking, self-employed, family man. Three of their 4 sons, Kyson, Jobin, and Kenton, helped out in ways that I didn't anticipate. With a quick explanation on what was required, the 3 boys were able to grab the T-posts and lay them out in a way where Matthew could come along and drive them in, while I went ahead of them and cleared brush. One of the exceptional things about Matthew at this particular point in time is he recently had a complete rebuild of his right knee. I'm talking months ago. Standing at a 45-degree angle at 5,200 feet in elevation is hard work for anybody, especially somebody that recently had their knee completely reconstructed. He's a trooper. Smile on his face, laughing, joking constantly, even when it's at his expense. We were all standing around working when Matthew inhaled what I think might have been a mosquito or one of these cottonwood seeds that was floating around.
Stupid bug. Right down the throat, right on camera.
His poor boys thought he was moments away from CPR and began to get a little bit concerned as he continued to try and get rid of whatever was choking him. Later that day, as he watched the video, he found it more humorous than it was in the moment, that's for sure.
Number 1 rule out here. Keep your mouth shut and do not inhale quick. It'll choke you like crazy.
As we've been working, we've had about 8 cows wander through our property. There seems to be some established trail that these cows prefer that goes right above our home. And I do not want this to continue. So we decided to fence the lower 4 or 5 acres, which seems like we're fencing about 20 acres. But in my head, as I did the math and the spacing on the T-posts, I figured it was somewhere around 5 acres at most. It'll be so nice to have this done around the house. Now that we have the T-posts in place and the brush moved, with a little bit of effort, I'll be able to ride the 4-wheeler up here with the rolls of barbed wire. The first 2 days we spent working up and across the hill. The last day we started working back down to connect to the T-posts that Cedar and the kids helped me put up last week. All of us got pretty tired on this last day, but nobody complained. Not once did I hear anything negative out of these kids. They're troopers. Over the last few years, I've learned to really enjoy the physically demanding work, but I'm fairly certain this is the hardest job that we've taken on so far. Partly because I was trying to stay out in front of Matthew and his kids. I was working at a pace that was maybe a little faster than normal. But it felt good to get the heart rate up and do a little sweating, even though it was 79 degrees outside versus the 110 degrees that they came from. As we cleared brush and made way for the fence, I found 3 more plum trees that I'll definitely transplant down low on the property. I always get excited every time I find one of these plum trees. I have so many different feelings about this land. Life would have been so much easier had I found a flat piece of ground that had already been cleared, but there's no room for the real personal touch in a situation like that. And on top of that, that's easy. Easy doesn't seem to be the way I do things, whether it's conscious or subconscious. But I will say this, there's nothing in my opinion more rewarding than laying down at the end of a day when you're fully exhausted from working on a project on your own place.
Alright, there you go.
The only thing better than this is doing it with friends. I'm grateful to have Matthew, his 3 sons, and the support of their family. I love him like a brother and I can't wait to have his family here again. Okay, Matthew, Kyson, Jobin, Kenton, how much do you think we just did? How much land do you think we just put T-posts up for?
You know what? I was telling Maxine last night, we were going around this parcel, and I said, I would reckon probably 10 acres. What do you think?
You guys know how much land we have here? 41.7. I would bet this is about 4.5 acres.
That's it? It felt like 25.6.
No, I'm not kidding. I did the math in my head and I'm like, dang it, I wish that was a lot further. Do you know what that means? You're not leaving.
We're not done with you yet.
Tell me what you think, youngsters, after a few days working in the Idaho sun on a hillside.
Very challenging.
All 3 of you now have a vertical leap of over 36 inches because your calf muscles have tripled in size, right? Matthew has rehabbed the new knee in a way that he could never.
That's like he must have did a great job because it don't hurt, and I tripped 100 times and I caught myself. 98% of them.
Well, we sure appreciate you guys. It had taken me 2 weeks at least to do that myself. Come back again soon. What do you say?
3 weeks.
What do you say? Bring the wife. Let her come get a taste of this.
Oh, come on.
This American hard work.
Yeah, right.